All right. Welcome everyone to GSD Demo Day, hosted by Unicorn.Events. And my name is Victoria. I'm the event manager at Unicorn.Events, and I'm going to be your host for today. Before we start, allow me to pass the mic to our wonderful organizer for whom this event is set up, to GSD Venture Studios, represented by their founder, Gary Fowler. Gary, please.
Yeah, no, it's great to be here. Thank you so much, Victoria, and thanks for the entire team at the Unicorn Pitches and Startup Network for our friendship over the years and our business relationship. That's incredible. So to all the startups out there, this is our 18th cohort. It is great to have you here. We've now had 160 companies through GSD. You've worked very hard over the last 15 weeks. I've spent a lot of time with each and every one of you. From Israel to Norway to Texas to Palo Alto, wherever you are. And to all the judges, we graciously appreciate your support. We graciously appreciate your friendship and your mentorship and advice that you give our startups. And of course, the judging today. So that, GSD stands for Get Shit Done. So today is our Get Shit Done day. So let's go out and get them. These are some incredible companies that have been handpicked from around the world. So many of you know or don't know, we look at about 1,000 companies. We speak to 100, and neither the best of the best, the top gun of that. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Go get them. And thanks again, judges. Thanks, Victoria.
Absolutely. So we're always happy to partner with GSD. We've hosted quite a few of their demo days, and you can see all of them as past live streams on the YouTube channel of Unicorn.Events. So we mentioned Startup Network. I'm not going to go deep, but when you're looking us up, you can see any of these websites, and they can help you find information about the startups. So when you're going to Unicorn.Events, you're going to see information about this event. You can go to past events once it ends, and you're going to find the logos of the startups. You can click on them, and you will see information about them, their pitch decks, on their contact info. And that website, which will be hosting these presentations, will be called Startup Network, which is our proprietary platform. So if you see different that website name, you can register there and have access to all of these. So we have Network VC. This is a VC fund represented by Alexander Soroka, our managing partner. He's going to say a few words. It's just the heart of the ecosystem. Unicorn.Events, we've been doing this for 14 years, and we've done more than 400 events for 55 countries, and startups raised more than $1 billion. And so Gary's startups have participated in many of these events. And as was just said, we had our grand finale of our International Startup Pitch competition this Friday in Yerba Buena Center of Arts in San Francisco. And there were more than 150 investors. And the startup from GSD cohort won. Startup Network, as mentioned, 50K startups.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that was I was so happy to hear it. I was so happy to hear it, especially after the event when he said, yes, of course, we're Gary's startup. And I thought, yeah, that explains a lot. That explains a lot. Yes, so Startup Bank is for registered investors who want to invest with us. VC House, we have VC on the community of more than 500 members. And now we have AI Assistant or Digital Twin for VCs. So whenever someone wants to invest, they can go to this tool, set up their account, and startups will know what investment preferences the investor has and be able to give their digital twin with that. Right, so global partners of Unicorn.Events, they were mentioned. And here are some of our judges, and I'm going to pass the mic to Gary to please introduce our judges. We have 2 slides. That's quite a lot. So Gary, please.
I'm going to try to get through as many as we can. I appreciate everybody coming today. So, so I have some from many years ago and some recent relationships. But I actually I just met Nioto last week from NEC. Nioto, can you say a few words about yourself and about your fund?
Oh, thank you very much, Gary. So this is Naoto. I'm CFO of NECX, innovation arm of NEC, a Japanese tech company, and we are quite engaged with early stage startups and including the investment. So I'm very happy to hear and to chat that. Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, appreciate it. Renee Harris?
Yeah, hi. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me here and participating in this. My first event to participate in, and I currently work at an organization called Eightfold AI. Lead a team of sellers here around analytics specific to the HR organization. However, I also do heavy investing, and so really interested in what we'll see in service this afternoon or this morning for those of you depending on where you're located.
All right, thanks so much. My friend Adrian, how are you doing today? Good to see you, my friend.
Mute.
Yeah, you're off. You're okay now.
Can you hear me? Sorry for that. It was a delay in the web. Thank you very much for having me here. Thank you very much, Gary, for the support over the years. I'm Adrian Niculescu, entrepreneur and investor, and I represent TomorrowWorks Capital, which is specialized on investing in UAE-based startups wanting to scale to US. Mostly blockchain, also we are looking at AI, and also we have a large network of investors in the UAE under the project TMW RW Venture Network. And I trust that we will be able to do a lot of things with GSD in the future. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thanks, Adrian. We appreciate it. Maria, good to see you today. You're on mute.
Mute. There you go. Lovely to see you, Gary. Yeah, so Maria Pinar. I'm with a operating partner with Unicorn Growth Capital. We invest in pre-seed through Series A growth stage financial technology companies, embedded finance in Africa, and also other emerging markets. But at the moment, our focus is in Africa. And yeah, I do love doing these sessions because I really like to work with founders on how to talk about the love and value of their business versus the love of their product, in a way us investors are more interested to having a conversation with you and also customers.
Sounds great. Thank you. Janine?
Hi, everybody. I'm Janine Moss from Outfront Solutions, and I've sat on all sides of these tables. I presented as an entrepreneur, have judged before. Our firm is about marketing, consulting, technology, and implementation services. And we're partnered up with a PE firm as well, a couple of them actually. So we work together for growth, and we're looking for companies that have a good, solid track record. Maybe the owners want to grow, don't have the money or the expertise, and we bring in the financial, the marketing, etc., and help bring it to another level. So delighted to be here. Can't wait to see what you've got.
Thanks so much, Janine. Daria.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here today. My name is Daria Bai. I'm the Director of Investor and Partner Relations at Naples Technology Ventures. We invest in early stage technology companies, primarily in fintech, health tech, insurtech, and regtech, in the seed and Series A stage.
Thanks so much, Daria. Zamir.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you and amazing panel of judges. My name is Zamir Shukro. I'm a general partner and founder of Vibrating VC. We invest in early stage companies in Bay Area, Silicon Valley, predominantly B2B SaaS AI companies, of course, with global ambitions. And happy to see you, Gary.
Good to see you again, my friend. Michael Flight.
Hey, Gary, it's great to be here again. Love everything you do, and you really always bring the strong lineup. I'm Michael Flight. We invest in real estate and also oil and gas, and then we do investments in blockchain and AI.
That's great. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Leon?
Hi, Gary. I'm really happy to join the amazing board again. And I'm a serial entrepreneur for times and the inventor of the world's first FDA cleared medical wearable monitor. Today's commodity. And currently I represent Network VC, it's a syndicate venture capital fund, and I'm venture partner there.
Excellent. Thanks so much. Mark Lockeroff.
I'm Mark Lockeroff. I'm with Portal Venture Partners in San Francisco. We have developed an AI engine that helps us identify inflection point companies to invest in. We focus on data-driven companies, AI, and looking forward to hearing all the pitches. Thanks.
That's great. Alan Cutter. You're on mute, Alan.
I was thanking you, Gary. So Alan Cutter, managing partner of AC Lion Venture Partners. We're a spinoff of AC Lion, which is 27 years of building out talent teams. We specialize in helping international companies enter the US market, and we created a unique platform that matches up commercial sales leaders with startup companies in order to break into their first initial clients. So I'm really excited to be here.
All right, sounds great. Thank you. And I don't know, Paul Russo, I don't know if you said words yet or not.
Pardon me?
Can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Yeah, so K2X is a new investment vehicle, startup investment vehicle, global. We decided to create a vehicle that the 8 billion people in the world could safely invest in the startup asset class. Every one of our investments is double vetted. That means it has a lead investor that's investing, and then our own 100+ advisors, all of whom are investors, process this. Over 7 years, we validated this, and now that the model works extremely well, 25-30% per year appreciation, and then dividends from exits. We're going public, led by Ladenburg and Northern, doing a 50 million NASDAQ IPO, which should happen early next year. So the proverbial kid in Brazil or Africa can buy 5 shares and own pieces of hundreds, highly diversified by geography and market startups.
Great, thank you. Joy, I don't think I got you yet. Joy, how you doing today?
Good, thanks, Gary. Thanks for having me. Joy Schaffler, Distinctive Edge Partners. We're a marketing, communications, and events management firm.
Great, thanks, Joy. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that Kingsley, did you say some words? Can you introduce yourself?
It's Thibaut here. Thibaut here. No. Can you hear me?
Yeah, King. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello. My name is Thibaut Verbist. I am a lawyer in Brussels and Paris, involved in tech space for about 30 years, in the blockchain space for the last decade, and also co-founder of a few tech companies in Europe, and now very much involved in everything that relates to impact. So using blockchain technologies for impact for the planet. Thank you.
Thank you. Kingsley, I didn't remember if you said anything or not, other than we said hello to each other. Can you just introduce yourself and talk about your investments?
Yeah, my name is Kingsley Kobayashi. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been investing in this space since 2016, blockchain, fintech, and been working with Gary and other companies around the world. I'm currently in Africa for the next 5 days, trying to have some payment system gateways here, as is the upcoming projects, mostly out of Africa, due to the monetary condition here. It is better to use the payment system to help the world and get things moving.
Great, thanks, Kingsley. If I'm missing anybody, I don't see all the pictures here. So if I'm missing anybody, please speak now or forever hold your peace.
Well, Gary, you got the other Mark, but you didn't get me.
Ah, I'm sorry. Where are you, Mark? Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
No worries. Gary, thanks for having me. And it's great to see so many known faces and new faces here as well. So looking forward. Mark Müller-Eberstein. Best way to meet me in person is in Seattle at DEF CON in Bangkok, or in Davos next, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. I've built businesses at HP and Microsoft until 2010. And since then, I'm building businesses. In the startup environment, real estate, I've been an investor and an LP in a bunch of different funds. I'm an advisor to funds. I'm at the board of companies, and I'm looking forward to see the top of 6 companies here today out of your 1,000 pool. So we'll see what's happening.
Thank you very much. All right. Sounds great. Victoria?
I'm taking it away. Wonderful. So judges, all of you got your voting links. How does this work for all people watching? Judges click on the individual voting links that they've got via their email and they see the screen. So they see logos of all the startups and they rank these startups from 1 to 10. We suggest that judges rank the startups on one of 2 things, either investment potential or the potential to become a unicorn. Reasoning for that being, we want judges with a diverse background to give diverse perspectives. And for all the startups, as one of our partners put it, the main aim of this event is to present you to different VCs, investors, etc. So it doesn't matter if you're first place or some other place, you are all stars of this show. And what we're going to do is that each startup is going to have 3 minutes for pitching, 3 minutes for the Q&A. Startups have been well instructed. They're ready to rock this. And they know that the Q&A is going to be first come, first serve. We have a lot of investors, but we'd love to give all of you the floor. So whoever raises their hand first is going to be asked first. And please, startups, please keep your answers fairly short so you can answer as many questions as possible. And if you don't go through all of the questions, if we have more people interested in asking questions, there's Q&A section at the bottom of the Zoom screen. So you can ask their questions there. So startups, please make sure that you answer them. And startups, as a reminder, and for all the judges to know, you cannot have, you can have on your slide how much you're raising, but you cannot say it out loud because we're broadcasting in more than 100 countries and different countries have different restrictions. Right. And here are all the startups that are presenting today. This is not the order in which they will be presenting, but the order is on the website, so Unicorn.Events and the GSD demo. I'm going to be fairly strict on time until startups when they have 30 seconds left. And with that, I'm going to invite our first startup, Second Sight AI, presented by Lawrence, to please share your screen, and we're going to start. Lawrence.
Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
All right, and you have 3 minutes counting down. Feel free to time yourself as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lawrence Paranidharan, founder and CEO of SecondSight.ai. Today, I'm here to share why we are not just another tech solution, but it's the future of hiring. Finding the right people at the right time is one of the biggest challenges every company faces. Our AI-driven intelligent interview platform revolutionizes how companies screen candidates to reduce their hiring time by over 60%. Did you know 80% of the time is wasted during initial screening and interviews? The following reasons contribute to that: scheduling conflicts, interviewer bandwidth, and burnout. As a result, we infuse unconscious bias and, most importantly, overlook qualified candidates. So most companies end up with this, compromised rushed hiring instead of insightful data-driven hiring. So our mission is to become a top-tier AI-driven interview platform and a technology enabler for future intelligent interview platforms. So we are changing the narrative from the old way, a time-consuming sequential interviewing, to a new way, a parallel interviewing. It's operational 24/7, hundreds and even thousands of interviews can be conducted concurrently, accelerating the time to identify the top candidates. Our technology makes our solution 10 times faster in assessment, resulting in more than 60% cost reduction and increasing the candidate to job match accuracy by over 50%. Because of this, companies can have a lean recruiting team. For example, here is one of the scenarios. Currently, we require 9 recruiters to fill 10 jobs per week. Using our solution, potentially, the recruiters count is reduced to 3, saving about $600,000 a year. And this is where our solution fits perfectly. We handle the screening, first-level interviews, and taking the big burden in the hiring process. Seamlessly integrated with the popular application tracking systems like Workday, our solution enhances customers' existing workflow. Our core product, an AI-driven interview agent, conducts interviews like a human, and it's hyper-personalized. Importantly, it is secure and responsible. The market opportunity is sizable, $1.7 billion. Our go-to-market is the tech industry, which is 11% market share in the US workforce. And we are targeting companies having IT departments with high job vacancies, high attrition rate. Companies without recruiting team is also our ideal customer profile. And we make money on every interview we conduct, tapping into a massive opportunity. To put that into perspective, 1.2 billion interviews are conducted every year in USA alone. And our business model, it's a tier subscription model. The average revenue per interview is $12. And I have a successful exit to date and currently run an IT services company. My co-founder, Fawad Balsatan, a thought leader in AI industry, he serves as a director in AI intelligence in Granger. And we
You
are
have
seeking
30
the same
seconds
support.
left. You're doing. You
Go
have
ahead.
30 seconds left. You can finish. Apologies.
Oh, okay. He lectures at University of Chicago, and it's a committee member at Amazon Science, focusing on foundational, model development. And we are seeking a seed round to support 18-month runway. Our primary objective are to onboard beta customers, ready the product for scaling, and secure 30+ paying customers. And this is our journey so far, and we have signed up one beta customer, and currently we are in the process of onboarding them. And
Right.
join the revolution in creating the future of hiring. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. All right, judges. So, Alan, please.
Okay, I mean, trying to be nice. I'm just trying to understand, like, how are you different than companies like HireVue, for example, been around for many years, all these AI interviewing companies, and also how do you get around some of the HR legal issues where companies have been sued for sort of like video interviewing where people might, where it gets a little dangerous because you're making assumptions based on how the person looks potentially.
Yeah, let me answer the first question. I think we are very much focused on the interview platform, the technology and the innovation that goes with the interview. And we are leaned on the workflows, automating the workflows rather than focusing on the technology part of it. And eventually we are positioned to build our own LLMs that are very specific to HR. And that's the differentiation. And also our DNA is more AI responsible. And definitely we are seeing all the lawsuits going around. But I think the technology is kind of moving towards that. The user behavior is moving towards that. So I think we are definitely taking that into consideration, that we are secure, transparent, and all the ethical considerations are taken into place.
I've got a question. How do you validate that if you look at 1,000 candidates, that the 30 you hire are better than if you hire 30 the conventional way? How do you prove that?
And right after Paul, we have a question from Dion. So, Paul, please.
Yeah. So I think the time to hire and the quality of candidates, the feedback that we get from the hiring managers, and so those are the ones kind of prove that what the quality of candidates that we provide. I think currently there is no system in place to kind of measure the fallouts, but we are having a feedback loop from the hiring managers, which can report what the quality of candidates they get.
And the last question from Leo.
Yeah, very good. My question is, how do you keep the balance between technical issues or technical problems of hiring and I call it biocompatibility and cultural components of fitting to the team?
Yes, that's a good question. I think, as I said, we are positioned to build our own AI specific or recruitment specific LLMs. That is where we have a knowledge compiler currently that is tuned to keep it grounded with the common LLMs. But with the data that we collect both from the interviews and other internal policies from companies, and that we can we merge these knowledge compiler that are very specific to a company policies and their culture, those other things can be incorporated in the interview quality.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. That's about time. That was wonderful timing, wonderful answers, wonderful questions. So thank you, Lawrence. And allow me to invite our next participant, Progeny, represented by Dotan. So 3 minutes and counting.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I'm Dotan Peleg, and I'm the CEO of Progeny. We are one of the pioneering teams using AI to boost innovation in chemistry. Recently, Professor David Baker from Seattle, he won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for designing a new model for protein design, and that helped with the COVID vaccine. So in the same way, we developed our own AI model for chemistry design, and will help with crop protection to secure our future. You see, we must double our food production by 2050. And while we are totally dependent upon chemistry for protection, our chemistry fails to protect us. And we can't feed the growing population by using more of the same chemicals. We need a new class of chemicals. And for that reason, we developed our AI. We have developed one of the world's most sophisticated AI models to generate a new class of agrochemicals which are safe, they're pest specific, and we use it to generate tailor-made pest control solution. And with AI, we do it better, we do it faster, we do it cheaper. And let me show you how it works. Bayer wanted to solve the issue of superweeds, weeds that develop resistance to herbicide. So they invested us in Progeny and used their AI to generate new herbicide. And we did it. We generated about 100 molecules. We validated their activity in a greenhouse and patented 6 novel clusters. Our compounds were validated here in Kansas to control superweed, and they even passed preliminary regulatory screening at Bayer. Now, this is amazing. And the herbicide use case, it's only the beginning. Just look at the market, how many pests out there. Just imagine the possibilities. We have a team of exceptionally gifted scientists. And I want to share with you a story, if I may. When I sold my first company to Cisco, I was still young enough to ask myself what I want to be when I grow up. And I wish that one day I would be the CEO of a biotech company that will bring good news to the world and list it as a unicorn. And I believe that with Progeny, this day is coming. Industry leaders from all over major players and top scholars are just excited with what our AI will bring. Our pipeline of AI-generated agrochemicals attracted investments from Bayer and other CDC and traction from all major players. Our unique AI model attracted Microsoft, since the AI giants are moving into chemistry and into biospace, seeking to offer SaaS tools for discovery, just like the tools we've developed at Progeny. So together with Microsoft, we're opening access to our tools so that others can achieve their success with our generative agent. We are now funding for market entry, and 20% of the round is committed by strategic lead. We welcome you to join a company that is supported by Bayer, Microsoft for startups, and others, and have your shares at the new era of generative chemistry. Stay blessed, and thank you so much for having me here this morning with you.
Wonderful, perfect timing. All right, let's start the Q&A. So judges, do we have any questions or is everything clear? I see everyone thinking hard.
Position.
Sure, Paul.
And my question is, what's your patent position? Because other people can also pursue this path. How do you protect yourself from other people replicating this?
First of all, you're right. It seems that it's a very active market, and we're not the smartest people in the planet, but for the moment, we are smart enough to think of a very unique way that perhaps in a few years down the road, somebody can copy. So it's a really go and grab them opportunity. This is why we want to capitalize the Progeny very fast. This is why I met Gary in Utah, and we decided we want to run together. We want to scale this company. We want to build it faster and bigger because there is a window of opportunity here, and we want to seize it. Will in the future others will try to copy? Well, they will. By the way, for that reason, we never publish our unique algorithm. We only patent the results of what we generate.
All right, wonderful. So Mark, please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, how long does it take for a customer to adopt this kind of solution? Meaning doing all the testing, making sure the efficacy is okay for consumers who are consuming, the product post using, your chemicals.
Well, that really depends on the application. If what you want to do is create some kind of a peptide or small molecules, whether you want to use it for crop protection, crop protection can take regulatory processes of about 10 years. Now, while we can help with that, and we actually done that. We have downloaded all the databases from EPA and EFSA, which is the US and EU regulators of pesticides. So when we create a novel agrochemical, it's already predicted to pass the regulatory tracks. So we can generate very high value leads very fast. And then the customer, they'll have to follow it and take it to the market once they e-license our patents.
All right. Any other questions? No, everything is very clear. Thank you very much. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, amazing. So let me invite Radar QR Dating 2.0, represented by Umberlay. All right, and you have 3 minutes and counting down.
Okay. Welcome. I was a military intelligence officer, single, and tired of meeting strangers online, only to find there was no chemistry. So I invented the first in-person dating app, flipping the industry script, putting the meat before the match, which even led to finding my husband. I'm Amberly Oates, the CEO of Radar QR. Let me tell you how I'm using generative AI and more to redefine how and where people connect. The dating industry has exploited the pursuit of love while failing to innovate, placing profit over the well-being of singles, resulting in class action lawsuits over their gamification approach to basic human needs. But what if there was a platform that didn't sell empty promises, giving singles the right tools to connect at the right place and time? Only 1% of online matches ever meet in person, yet we guarantee real-world connections. Imagine being at your favorite local hotspot, a coffee shop or a concert, and instantly identifying other singles in the crowd, then approaching or messaging in-app without the fear of rejection. Radar QR pioneers an intelligent network for attraction-based connections, restoring the faith in love at first sight while increasing venue foot traffic and leveraging geospatial intelligence, helping businesses to market like never before. By optimizing generative AI, we give singles the confidence they need to navigate in-person social encounters. Our QR to profile technology promotes offline connections while enhancing cybersecurity. The US alone accounts for 36% of the industry's $12 billion in global revenue. The industry has proven rapid scalability year over year despite outdated strategies. Our fresh solutions to industry shortcomings provide us the opportunity to exceed our predecessors' success. People are demanding in real life connections, and they are tired of paying for services that don't deliver. Our methodologies allow us to introduce revolutionary monetization streams that help alleviate some of the financial burdens on subscribers, which are highlighted here in bold, and we're happy to discuss more post-presentation. We are patent approved, have soft launch in Houston, and are live in app stores primed for rapid scalability. Our team's track record positions us as the ideal group for transforming this outdated market. Other dating apps are scrambling to address market demands for in real life solutions, yet we're the only ready-made, universally adaptable platform. We are actively raising seed round funding to displace established industry giants, and this is your opportunity to be part of the technological evolution of dating. Steve Jobs said, "Don't be afraid to be different," so we aren't. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing timing, amazing job. All right, so let me open the floor to question. And Leon?
Yeah, thank you. My question is actually the main problem here, not in technology or some new ideas. The main problem in this market is go-to-market channels. How are you going to do it?
We
How are
plan
you going
on
to win the market?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, sir. Our biggest strategy is saturating the market one by one. We have selected 25 of the largest cities that have the highest concentration of singles, and we're going to do this with public relations, and mostly we're anticipating our hotspot venues being the prime driver in our user acquisition and getting the word out. Because once people are able to actually be at a hotspot and experience the singles immersion situation that we're bringing to them, and then it's going to be one of those situations that should have viral wildfire.
This is your concept. Do you have any proof of this so far?
Yes. Well, so we've been doing this soft launch in Houston, and it's been overwhelmingly great. We haven't gone viral yet, but we also haven't had the money to hold the events that we'd like to hold. We've partnered with, I think we have 12 now in Houston, specific hotspots, and we've opened 33 throughout the United States.
Okay, good.
Wonderful. All right, Alan.
I had a similar question. I think I'll ask it a little bit differently, though. Typically, this is the B2C app. I love the dating space, by the way. I've done it in the dating space, so I know a lot about it. We can connect afterwards. But the number one problem is going to be figuring out like a channel partner strategy, in my opinion, because otherwise you're going to have to raise at least 30 million, 50 million, 100 million, and it never ends. So have you thought about who your channel partners might be?
Channel being, I'm sorry, can you explain?
Being like, do you want it, they already have user base, because otherwise you're going to pay for acquisition. Have you figured out what your customer acquisition strategy is and what your cost per acquisition is going to be?
Yes, sir. So our base is technically B2B2C, and we plan on partnering with companies such as Live Nation, because so we can turn a festival or an event, a concert, into a live hotspot, and then customers there get to experience it on the spot. So not only do they get to enjoy their favorite music, but boom, they're instantly immersed in a totally new experience. So Live Nation is kind of where we'd like to start, just because we understand the magnitude and the mass that we can get from those.
I would suggest is like trying to score a partnership before, even now, while you're trying to raise the capital, it will make a big difference.
Yes, sir. Writing it down. Thank you.
Right, wonderful. That's about all we have time for, but Mark and Janine, can I ask you guys to write your questions in the Q&A? And so Umberlay can answer. Also, so we all know what you asked, because, you know, investors and VC's opinion is very important to us. All right, and Umberlay, great job. Let me invite our next startup, Balado, represented by Sibyl. All right, we can see your screen. So once you start sharing, you will have 3 minutes.
Okay. So, hello. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Hello, I'm Sibyl Baladi, and I represent Balado, a startup that develops a novel hydration level test. Hydration is crucial for health. You can indeed live without food for several weeks, but you cannot live without water for more than a few days. Water is essential for critical body functions. It is not stored and must be often replenished. Dehydration occurs when you use or lose more fluid than you take in, and it is potentially life-threatening. Actually, and this is quite hard to believe, a majority of people are chronically dehydrated, which is associated with increased morbidity and mortality. NIH studies show that low hydration increases the risks of accelerated body aging, development of chronic diseases such as dementia, diabetes, heart failure, stroke, as well as kidney disease and early death. The problem is that dehydration is not measured. When you go to the doctor, the blood pressure, body temperature, oxygen level are measured, but not dehydration status. You may ask why not? Well, because there's no rapid and accurate hydration test. Therefore, there is an unmet need. So how do you easily detect and prevent dehydration? with a novel hydration assessment test, easy to use, affordable, and reliable. The test will be a lateral flow assay similar to a COVID test, but it will diagnose low hydration. The hydration marker will be validated in a clinical study. Currently, the body's hydration level is assessed with urine strips that are not really accurate or with blood tests that are invasive and time-consuming. The global market is $14 billion, while the US market is $70 billion. The new hydration test will replace these two hydration-specific testing methods. Our business model integrates a B2C test for at-home users with online and retail sales, and a B2B segment for healthcare providers, including quantitative tests through direct sales and partnerships. The B2B sales will start later, since these tests will require FDA approval. Our highly experienced and passionate team includes Hugo Feng, who has extensive experience in the diagnostic sector, Michael Akkad, a cardiologist with over 20 years of clinical experience, and myself, who worked top-tier companies including Bayer, Novo Nordisk, Regeneron, and Bio-Rad. We plan to launch the B2C test in September 2026 and the B2B test in June 2027. Balado is currently raising seed funding. You therefore have the opportunity to invest in this company to build a groundbreaking hydration level test and set a new standard for hydration assessment.
All right, wonderful job, wonderful job. And let me open the floor to questions. I'm just going to mention that most companies here are registered in Delaware, and some are based in California or in the United States, even if founders are originally from other places. All right, judges, do we have any questions or is anything clear? Oh, Adrian is saying in the chat, congratulations, Amberley, by the way, for being both veteran and the woman founder. Yeah, we have incredible female founders here today. Mark, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, but do you have any measure of demand for this solution? I mean, most of us know we probably don't drink enough water, and so do we need a test, or should we? The test may say you're not drinking enough water, so don't we just skip to just drinking more water? I'm just wondering, is there going to be enough demand from either consumers or through the medical, profession?
Yes, so if you go to the doctor and your doctor tells you to drink more water, are you really convinced that you should drink more water first, right? But if there's a test, if the doctor shows you a value, because the test for the B2B sector for the doctors and the hospitals will show a value, if there's a test particularly with a value that demonstrates that patients are chronically dehydrated, because the point is that we have to show that it is a chronic dehydration. This triggers morbidity and mortality. So if there's a test, it will add credibility and it will encourage people to drink more, and they will really do it. And also I participated, I'm currently participating in senior resource fairs, for example, at the senior centers here. I live in the Bay Area, and I have presented I have developed a new hydration method, and I have presented my method, and I mentioned to the senior people that I develop a test, and they all ask, can I get tested? And I just tell them, no, the test is in development. So they are all interested in improving their quality of life.
All right, amazing. So, it's always difficult to explain medtech, biotech. Yeah, we have time for one more question. And Paul, please go ahead.
I've got a question. Is there a standard, like for blood pressure, it's 80 and 120? Like, is there a standard to tell whether you're not hydrated enough? Like, couldn't that be different for different people?
That's a good question. And the problem is there's not even a consensus on the definition of dehydration. There's no global consensus. So hydration is a very complex system. The gold standard for some people is the serum osmolality, blood osmolality, which is done with a blood test. But actually, this test is not done a lot. It is only for specific diseases or diagnostic. For example, if they believe that ethanol was ingested by somebody, they would do a osmolality test, but it's not really done. There's another system. It would be serum sodium. So the level of serum, it has to be lower than 142 millimole per liter. So the millimole. So this is another standard, but it's only a proxy of hydration habits. So there's no, at this point, because it is so complex, there's no rapid and accurate hydration level test on the market.
Thank you.
All right, wonderful. That's about what we have time for, but there is also a question in the Q&A, so please feel free to address it. It says, it's from anonymous R&D, likely an investor. I see other market with old people who forget to drink because they lose their memories. Truth be told, I also see another market with first college students, especially freshmen, who really go all out on their parties. All right, amazing job. Thank you very much. Let me invite Voy Voy, represented by Jan. All right, wonderful. And you have 3 minutes.
So my name is Jan Ström. I'm the founder and CEO of Voy Voy. After successfully pioneering the creator economy for over a decade in my previous business, I saw the need to democratize opportunities for content creators. We're standing in front of a blue ocean opportunity here. There are now 400 million content creators globally. Their problem is that only that 60% of these creators are not monetizing. That's 240 million creators waiting for our product. We like to call that low-hanging fruit. The reason for this problem is that today's platforms are catering for mega creators. Now, we found a solution to this, and in Voy Voy, creators are now earning from day one on their digital journey. Only 3 weeks into our beta launch, we have already proved the concept. We have onboarding user at very low cost. Growth rate is increasing with 70% weekly. We have more than 800 videos posted and great retention, and we already see revenue. Our business model is simple. Creators can earn on donations and subscription, and Voy Voy takes a transaction fee of 25%. Our technology and infrastructure is built on a unique and our AI-driven infrastructure, which is 60% more energy efficient than any other infrastructure out there, which delivers frictionless digital economy to support our creators. Our go-to-market strategy is proven successful. We are onboarding users in trend-setting communities. This team has innovated in multiple industries, built and scaled numerous companies to success, raised over 850 million, and launched 2 IPOs. And this time we're on to something really big. So with only $750,000 raised up until this date, we have launched the platform. We see revenue, and with this seed round that we're doing now, we plan to have 1 million users within 12 to 15 months, be cash positive and unicorn status. So why Voy Voy? Well, we are all creators. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. So let me open the floor to questions. And I see Leon, please go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, a lot of creators, a lot of platform exist for creators, and the main problem to succeed like creator is to build relationships and support each other. How is this reflected in your platform, if there is?
Yeah, so this is a very good question, and it's connected to the internal network effects, and I would say our retention rate. So I previously built community-centric platforms before. 18 years ago, I built a dating platform in Norway, which became the biggest platform in our niche. So this engagement and retention and cold start issue is mitigated within the technology. So all actions that are performed by a user that generates value to other users or the platform gives back value back to the ones that created. And this is done in our feedback loops connected to our digital economy. So everybody, once you start doing an action in our platform, everybody starts getting connected and you receive feedback on what you're doing with a financial reward.
Okay, thanks.
Wonderful. All right, Maria?
Yeah, obviously this depends on getting a viral network effect. What would you say are your 70% week-on-week growth is quite strong. So how would you keep on building on that network effect, and what are the key things that's driving that network effect, that viral network effect?
Yeah, so there are multiple things here. And first of all, in the soft launch we've done now, we've focused on the internal network effects to establish them first. Now we are building systems for the external network effects. So even though we're not properly developed for virality, we see hints of it. But when we build now these systems for external network effect, it will become stronger. The content that we see is unique. So we see that they're adopting a behavior where they're creating unique content that they're not posting in other ecosystems. When this content gets shared, you see the effects what you have with Instagram, right? You get people start sharing content with each other externally, and you get curious. What is this content? So this will create virality. But we also see that, because you're making money and you're making money from day one as a creator, we have multiple creators now who are after weeks cashing out. I mean, the strongest network effect you can have is when a 17 or 18 or 19 or 20-year-old at high school or college tells his friend, oh, I just made $20 on this new content creator app. You'll see how quickly all his friends will download the app.
Wonderful. That's what we have time for, but judges, feel free to write your questions in the chat. Great work. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Let me invite Vilius representing Nexentria.
Pharmaceutical companies are required to handle up to 1 million inquiries a year from patients and healthcare professionals, with each response impacting patient safety. Hello, I'm Vilius, and I'm CEO of Nexentria. We provide pharma companies with advanced tools to elevate their medical information. Let's start by introducing our team. Collectively, we bring over 30 years of experience in life science industry, each contributing to a unique skill set and background. For the last decade, I worked in a CRO, delivering services to pharma clients. Stavros adds 14 years of experience in pharma, and before Nexentria, he led Pfizer-BioNTech Medical Information Department, where he oversaw over 1 million inquiries annually about the COVID-19 vaccine. Maxim, with over 20 years in software development, has an impressive background ranging from building software for ultrasound machines to adverse event reporting systems. Together, we ensure that Nexentria not only meets industry needs, but redefines them. Pharmaceutical companies are required by law to answer questions about their products. While patient inquiries are often straightforward, doctors sometimes need answers to complex questions that require days of research. However, the current software used to manage these inquiries is fragmented, outdated, and inefficient, requiring multiple systems to cover the entire process. It's not scalable, and companies struggle to maintain compliance and control over the data. Nexentria is a purpose-built, all-in-one platform for medical information management, designed to streamline every step of the process. From telephony-based intake to in-depth dashboards, it provides a true 360-degree solution. What sets us apart? Nexentria is the only solution on the market actively leveraging AI to elevate client productivity. To put that into perspective, creating a standard response document can take a medical information scientist over 3 days. With Nexentria, the same process can be completed in just minutes. As former buyers of this type of software, our team has deep insight into what competition lacks and what buyers are truly needing. No one else offers a complete end-to-end solution. Since our launch in 2024, our fully functional solution has been validated according to medical standards. We already onboarded our first CRO client and generated $200,000 in annual recurring revenue, and we are in negotiations with 3 additional clients. Our business model is straightforward. We're a B2B SaaS company with 3-year contracts. Our software is incredibly sticky, and as we expand our product portfolio, we will target existing clients with new offerings. We are raising a seed round at the beginning of 2025, with the funds going towards commercialization, specifically building our sales and customer support teams. In summary, we have an experienced team with deep domain knowledge, a fully ready product ideal for small to mid-sized pharma, and we are the only solution with integrated AI features developed in-house. We're revenue generating and on a strong growth trajectory. If you're interested in learning more, I'd love to continue the conversation. Thank you.
Amazing. All right, with that, I see Leon raised his hand. So Leon, please.
Yeah, thank you for amazing presentation. So what kind of medical information you're talking about you're doing? Because it's a very sensitive issue and it's interesting. What kind of, so could you clarify it?
Yes, so the medical information we're handling for the pharma clients is related to their products. So all the information that comes from patients and healthcare professionals when they inquire to the pharma company. So for example, if you have a product, the doctor might call the pharma company and ask, I have this patient who is XY on XYZ drugs. Can you send me drug interaction reports related to this, to these drugs and your product? And pharma company is obliged to provide this medical information service to the clients. So we collect all that medical information and we use that medical information to answer these questions from the patient and healthcare professionals and build insights for the future development of their products.
So as a doctor, I don't have to call to pharma anymore. I just can use your platform and get any medical information I'm looking for, right?
No, this product is for pharma today, so they will gatekeep their all information. And what they are willing to provide you, you will be able to go to their website, for example, to the Pfizer's medical information website, which will be powered by our platform, and you will be able to search and find the relevant information for you.
Now I understand. Thank you.
All right, so Kingsley.
I've got a question. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much for your presentation. How do you protect the client's data?
So the client, how we protect the client's data, correct?
Yes, correct.
So our system is walled off. So it's a tenant-based system. So each client has a walled-off tenant environment where all the data is being stored. So it cannot leave our domain of our domain, basically. So everything that comes in is being stored in our system. Even the LLMs that run, they run in our domain, meaning that they only have access to this particular client's information rather than everything that we have in the system. So it's a role-based access control, basically.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Trini.
Yeah, so my question is this software system complementary to existing systems? Like Stanford's got a massive system, or are you trying to replace and become the only system in use by the...
Yeah, thank you for the question. So today there is competition, and what we do, we see that the easiest way for us to enter the market is to complement existing softwares. But when we complement existing software, of course, when we get our foot in the door, we want to replace the existing solution.
All right.
Thank you.
Janine, do you want to ask your last question?
Yes. Mine is fast. Trying to turn on my video, but it's not going. So pardon me. Is this client information public information that you're accessing with your system? And if that's so, why can't I just Google or use Perplexity or something else to get those same drug interactions?
No, so what we have is proprietary pharma data. So this is not publicly available for consumption. And this is the official voice of the pharma company, meaning whatever they answer is the golden truth. While when you use Google, the information you might find might be not 100% accurate.
So the client is providing proprietary data through your system to the customer. So the client has to figure out what proprietary data they're willing to share publicly.
Yes.
It's going to
Yes.
become public the minute they send it to the customer.
So what they do is, for example, they can share with us a report or a drug interaction report, yes. And when we get this question related to this drug interaction report, we will create a standard response document to that particular question, yes. So it will be delivered to the client, to the doctor, for his particular case. It will not cover the whole spectrum of cases, let's say.
Okay.
Wonderful. Yes, that's about time. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to give judges about 2 minutes to finish voting. So judges, there is no submit button, so you don't have to worry about that. You can just rank the startups. You have these aforementioned 2 minutes, perhaps a little more, and then I'm going to share my screen, stop the voting, and we're going to see the results. And as per how our platform works, the higher the number of assessments, the higher the place of the startup. So the startup with the highest score gets platinum winner, and then next is golden, and next is silver. All right. Before that, Gary, do you perhaps want to ask some of the judges what were their favorite startups and why?
Yeah, absolutely. So Leon, where's my friend Leon? Leon,
Yeah, I'm here.
how was it for you?
Oh, it was very nice, very straightforward and very quick, by the way. This is what I like, and quite clear. Can I say about my preferences
Yeah, sure,
among
go
this
ahead.
company? So because I'm adept of healthcare, all my companies in the healthcare space. So I like the most Nexentria after I finally understood what they're doing. It wasn't easy from their pitch. So, but I think there is a future for this stuff. We recently invested in the company that also sell to pharma and to some medical devices companies like Philips, the platform that enable to get all information about their product. And it grows very quickly. So I think this is a very good trend and a very good market niche.
Great, thanks a lot. Mark Mueller-Eberstein, how about you? What did you think?
That was great. I think having the short, down to the point pitches made a lot of sense. It was interesting to see a wide scope of companies. Personally, of course, opposite to the gentleman just said regarding medical, there's a lot of challenges of making a company successful in the medical space. But definitely was definitely interesting, and it was nice to see the presenters being very, very well prepared. I've reached, I didn't get my question in for Radar Q, but I was just thinking about having the Davos community in January, where all on the app. So we'll see what the dating pool looks there. So anyway, yeah, it is actually quite funny. I mean, of course, so happily married, all good, but there's a lot of people who are looking for partners. So it's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, there you go. Naoto, how was it for you? What did you think? Which startup did you love?
I have a very similar thinking, as Leon said. I like some digital healthcare industry. There's so many spaces to be digitalized or automated to help the peoples, and also I saw other than that, I like Progeny, because NEC has certain AI drug discovery, and I believe that AI could be applied for that areas as well to discover the better chemistry there. So it is kind of a good use case of the Gen AI.
That's great. Thanks, Nieto. Let's see who else. Adrian.
I liked a lot Radar because I have to disclose something. So I'm happily married. I have 3 kids, but I received from Revolut with my gold plan 1 year gold subscription to Tinder, right? So maybe they will look at these things. And I was looking at all sorts of elements in Tinder, and definitely things don't look good. Also, Voivoi caught my attention because the creator market is a huge opportunity, but I would look very closely also to what Meta AI is launching for the creators market, which is very important. Both markets, dating and the creators market, they have a high barrier of entry. So you either need a lot of funding or you need smart ways to piggyback on other players where your users are to do a lot of JV marketing, along with, of course, funding and resources to be able to compete with the other companies. Okay, what the small kid is here. She found the Halloween costume. So I've told you.
That's great. Thanks, Adrian. Kingsley, how
Thank
was
you
it for
very
you?
much.
Which companies did you like?
Thank you very much, Gary. They all did well. The presentation was the fact that they were all able to keep within the time limit shows that they all know their game very well. A lot of people don't know how to pitch their pitch, but they did it very well. Radar was good. Radar was good because being a Japanese Nigerian, I'm able to see both sides of the coin, where people having a lot of children and where people are not having children. And the Japanese government recently coming up with a dating site where you have to provide your finances, your age, and everything. So I will be looking at Radar to tell me, okay, what age group are they looking at? What salary structure are they looking for this age group? What value are both parties bringing to the game? I think dating is already too saturated with just meeting. It has to be more targeted. Really, their finances, their hobbies, the kind of homes they live in, what they are willing to bring to the table. Can he cook? Can she cook? Things like that have to be discussed and put out there so that people who are looking actually look at what you are bringing to the table. So Radar is good. A lot of people, we don't look at the water solution, the dehydration solution. I believe that is a very, very important project by that lady, because a lot of people think they are not dehydrated, but they are actually dehydrated. The fact that you have a lot of weight and you think you are chubby or does not mean you are hydrated, because you end up not drinking enough water. You end up not drinking enough liquid. I think that's a very good project to look at, and it will actually help the aging population and the malnourished children here and there. Those are the 2 projects I'm really looking up to.
That's great. Thanks, Kingsley. Really appreciate it. Joy, how was it for you? You're on mute.
Thank you. It's great. I loved Radar. Also happily married, but could definitely see a lot of applicability there. So lots of great companies here today.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Anybody else? Any of the other judges want to say
Yeah,
some
sure.
words?
It's Paul Russo. I've got a couple of comments first. Over the past 5-10 years, technology has matured enough, the computing power, networking, AI, that it's relatively easy to start some of these companies, which is a double-edged sword because it's also easy to replicate. So, so I like, my best one is Progeny, because it's solving a real need, and they're hopefully a first mover. But then I have just one little suggestion. Why wouldn't each presenter just have briefly saying where they're from, how much they're raising, and what's the pre-money valuation? These are because for company X at $1 billion, there's no way. At $1 million, it might be a great investment. So I'm just adding those couple of points.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, one of the things, Paul, is there's rules around because we're broadcast globally about talking about how much they're raising. So it's a issue because there's some country
I
specific
see.
broadcast in 100 countries. So that's why they can't. So I suggest, it's an interesting, what we can do is we can send over, I can have Jones online here, follow up and send you information on how much they're raising to all the judges, right? So you can take a look at it. But that's why there's an issue. We didn't want to have any problems.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. So maybe when you send out the initial company information that only the judges can see, maybe in there's a bit of information on that, because that helps calibrate you. Everything's.
I know, I got it.
Yeah. But I like Virginia to me in terms of solving a real difficult problem that can impact the world, should we say.
Yeah, well, the other thing is with Baladu on my side, I mean, I recently went in for kidney challenges because of too much ibuprofen in my, actually water was the key, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That was something we don't think about, but you can end up going on dialysis if you don't have it, so,
That's very true.
I agree about Baladu. I think there's a whole new field in personalization medicine, and if you can kind of get in there with people that are sort of like giving, what do they call it? I forgot what it's called exactly, personalized or something like that. It's a new field, and doctors are going in there like droves. And I think if you get in there, I think people want to know, first and foremost, they're going to know what's their water. It starts with the water. And if you can get in with the right partners, I think this will take off big time. And I love radar. I love the concept. I think it needs to be tweaked. And I agree that it needs to be specialized, targeted in certain communities. And then it will sort of start spreading. And maybe there's a business application as well, because people like to meet for business. You wouldn't be the first that tried it, but I think that could be an opportunity as well.
I think the idea of Davos, who brought that up? Was it Mark? Was that you?
Yes,
Mark?
it was.
I think that's a really good idea, actually. And I think that, you could do the tweaking on the dating side and also meeting people that could be, business, potential business folks, partners.
No, that's for sure. I mean, there's a lot of organizations that are there. And of course, again, door opening and all these kind of things. But we sometimes take actually companies from our portfolio and help them to find the right way there. So it has worked out quite well for some of them.
That sounds great. Well, thanks for the feedback.
No worries.
Victoria?
I'd like to just weigh in quickly on kind of a couple of global things for everybody.
Yeah, go ahead, Jenny.
Yeah, just really quickly. One is I had trouble following sometimes how the company was going to make money. Where's the money coming from? And SaaS platforms are really tough, from a behavioral change standpoint and from a learning standpoint. So that's my second thing. I really want to understand the model a little bit better in the future. Also, how you're going to deal with behavior change when you're dealing with, entering something new or people doing things they haven't done before. You have to figure out how are you going to get them to adopt this. And a lot of the things also require trust, right? Like I liked both Progeny and Nexentria too, but I think for example, with Nexentria, you have to trust, if I'm the client, if I'm the farmer, I have to trust that I'm giving you my proprietary stuff. Now you're using AI to pull something out of it and deliver it to somebody, and I don't have visibility into that. And however you give me the visibility or whatever, I think there's going to be a big trust factor there. So I just want to mention that because I thought that about several of the presentations.
Okay, great. Thanks, Denise. Okay, Victoria?
Yes, that's great. And judges and startups, I'm going to send over, I can also send over the pitch decks. I'm going to recommend all of the startups to please send me or GSD team, ideally both of us, just so to ensure that judges for sure get the emails and nothing bounces, nothing gets blocked. So share with us the investor decks. And as was said before, as was brought up by Paul, please include in your investors deck how much you're raising, what are you going to be spending funds on, what is your valuation, or how much equity you're giving out on this specific round, how much is already committed, and ideally by whom it's committed, how much money you raised before and from whom, and what are the terms of the round. So is it seed, is it Series A, is it bridge, for example, and is it safe note? And ideally also where you're registered. I mentioned quite a few of you are registered in Delaware, but it's still important to know for investors what are your tax situations, and that will obviously help. And besides that, I just want to mention that someone described our events as Shark Tank, but you don't get money up front, which is why it can be a little stressful. But the startups did amazing preparation for today. I think you all aced it. And another thing is that someone else put it this way. They said that some startups like some VCs, some judges like burgers, someone likes pasta, someone likes sushi. Everyone has different investment preferences. And again, the aim of this event is just to showcase your business. And some industries are extremely fast growing. Some industries require deep expertise for the investors to know exactly how to advise you. And obviously that's one of the benefits of getting investors and VCs on your startup boards and for investment is that they can help you scale. Right, and with that, as judges finish voting, I'm closing the voting and I'm going to share my screen and show you our winners. I am publishing voting results. Our platform is pretty data heavy, so it takes a second for it to load. Right, with that, this is the screen where you can see the broadcast that happened. Obviously, you can also see it on YouTube. So you can see also all of the judges here, and you can obviously find their names on LinkedIn, same startups. So wow, this is very close. You can see all of the scores are very close. So the third place is Nexentria, second place is RadarQ, and the first place is Progeny. So Progeny, congratulations.
Yeah,
All
excellent
right,
job.
with that,
Excellent
yes,
job,
let
all
me.
of you. You all did a really good job. I'm really proud of each and every one of you. You know, you've done a great job. The point was to get to this point and to have you present, you know, and going over the 15 weeks from where you were to where you are today, just light years ahead. So again, you've all done a really good job.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, stunning presentations, amazing preparation. You guys, that's great. And I'm in San Francisco, Gary is in the Silicon Valley, and we're waiting to see you here. So come by. Right. Thank you everyone for participating. Feel free to reach out to startups, feel free to reach out to VCs and investors present here. And with that, thank you for coming. You can see this broadcast on YouTube or on Unicorn.Events. Have a good day or have a good evening.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, all judges. We appreciate your support. Bye-bye. Take care.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Rajini, a last question.
Yeah,
Bye-bye, everyone.
I just wanted to say thank you, everybody. Gary, it's been an amazing journey. Thank you for having the other cohort. We spent a lot of time together. You trained us, you gave us lots of tools. Thanks for this exposure. Thank you, judges. And yeah, looking forward to continue the good work of everybody here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great day.